In modern warfare, the most dangerous weapons aren't always tanks or missiles. Sometimes they're small, silent, and built with components you'd find in your smartphone. And that's exactly what Ukrainian intelligence has just revealed. Russia's infamous Gerin drones used in nightly attacks on Ukrainian cities are now made with up to 65% Chinese electronics. This shift is not just technical, it's geopolitical. It's a sign of how global supply chains are silently fueling the war. Let's understand how and why this matters. On July 23, 2025, Ukrainian intelligence shared new data after examining a recently downed Gerin 2 drone. The key finding? A majority of the internal components, ranging from communication chips to navigation units, were made in China. Just a few months ago, many of these parts were American, but now, 60 to 65% of the electronics inside these drones are of Chinese origin, and this isn't just about quantity. These new Chinese parts are enabling better performance. The drone had an upgraded antenna system which enhances its signal strength and resistance to jamming. It even had a 3G modem, allowing it to send real-time data to a Telegram bot. Yes, real-time updates from a drone to a messaging app. So, why is Russia switching to Chinese parts? Two main reasons. First, Western sanctions. After the invasion of Ukraine, most Western countries banned the export of sensitive electronics to Russia. This included chips, modems, and power modules. Initially, Russia worked around this by using smuggled Western parts, many of them American. But now, that's changing. Chinese suppliers have stepped in, offering easier access, fewer restrictions, and sometimes better pricing. Second, scale. Russia is producing and launching thousands of drones. To sustain this, they need a reliable supply, and right now, that supply comes from China. And it's not just the Gerin 2. Ukraine has also reported about Gerin 3, a newer jet-powered version of the same drone. It's still under testing but already shows major improvements. There's also the Shahed 238, which includes a turbojet engine and GPS-independent guidance. Again, the electronics are increasingly Chinese. All of these drones are seeing upgrades, heavier warheads, moisture-resistant casing, and thermal shielding. These upgrades wouldn't be possible without advanced foreign tech, most of it now coming from Chinese manufacturers. Now you may ask, isn't China neutral? Why are its parts ending up in Russian weapons? Officially, China denies supplying any lethal aid to Russia. But here's the catch. Most of these electronics are dual use. That means they can be used for both civilian and military purposes. So how does the supply chain work? Chinese companies export parts labeled for agriculture drones or commercial use. These are then rerouted, often through Hong Kong, UAE, Turkey, or other intermediaries, into Russia's drone factories. In some cases, the packaging is changed, the serial numbers are removed, and voila, a military drone is built using parts meant for farming equipment. Ukraine has even identified specific Chinese companies involved. In July, several of them were sanctioned by Kiev for supplying antennas, relays, and processor boards directly used in Gerin attacks. The result? Russia now has a massive and evolving drone fleet. These are not the same crude drones of 2022, they are faster, stealthier, and smarter. Almost every night, swarms of drones, dozens or even hundreds, are launched toward Ukrainian cities. Some act as decoys, others carry out the real strike. Ukraine's air defense systems, Iris-T, NASAMS, Patriot, are constantly under strain, and each drone costs only a few $1,000s to make, while each interceptor missile can cost hundreds of thousands. This is an asymmetrical war. Russia is bleeding Ukraine's resources using electronics built in factories far from the battlefield. So, what does this tell us? Number 1, modern wars are powered by supply chains. You don't need to send tanks or troops, you just need to export chips, boards, and antennas, and you're already part of the war. Number 2, sanctions alone aren't enough. If loopholes remain open, if companies keep labeling military tech as civilian, then wars will keep getting smarter and more deadly. And number 3, we are witnessing a silent alliance. Not in speeches or treaties, but in shipments, invoices, and silicon. It's not just a drone war, it's an electronics war.